This lesson will introduce you to conditional sentences. Conditional sentences are if-then statements. And there's a couple of terms you want to learn first. That the if portion of this of a condition is referred to technically as the protasis, and the then portion is referred to as the apodosis. Protasis, apodosis. And what you should also know is that the then portion of an if-then statement, of a condition, the apodosis, is the main clause, and the protasis is the dependent clause. Now, why is this important? First of all, it lets us know these terms are going to be used, so you need to be familiar with them. But what it also tells us is that if we want to negate it, if not X, this not in a dependent clause is going to be done by may. So when we negate an if, we're going to use may, but in the main clause, if we negate that, if it's then not, we're going to use oo or ook. So that's important. So the terms are important because you're going to run into them quite often. And it's also important to recognize this because we're going to use either may or oo depending on which clause is negated. Now, I refer to these as simple conditions, and there's going to be two kinds. There's going to be present simple and past simple. And these are going to refer to any if-then clause. We're not making any statement about reality or the future. It's just if this happens, then this happens. Or if this happened in the past, then this happened in the past. And so as simple conditions, we're going to use the indicative mood to represent both actions. So let's take a look at some examples. First we'll do present and then we'll do past. So present simple, this is a every time, sort of a if this, then this, not making any statements about reality. So, ho anthropos iu prate agathos estin. Notice both verbs are in the indicative, they're in the present, and so we would translate this, if the man does well, he is good, he is happy. Now, if we want to negate our protasis, we use may, ho anthropos me pipte. If the man doesn't fall, iu prate, he does well. Again, it's a present tense, simple condition. We're not stating anything complex about reality. We're not claiming that this doesn't happen. We're just using the indicative. And the same here, ho anthropos me pipte, if the man doesn't fall, again negating the protasis, ou apothneske, he doesn't die. So negating the apodosis, we're going to use ou, negating the protasis, may. If the man does well, he is good. If the man doesn't fall, he does well. If the man doesn't fall, he does not die. That's our present simple. And we can do the same thing about events in the past. We call these the past simple. Again, we're going to use the indicative, either imperfect or aorist, depending on aspect. Imperfect or aorist, depending on the way you're looking at the verb. So, ho anthropos iu epraten, agathos ein. So here's our imperfect. If the man was faring well, he was good. All right, imperfect, imperfect, both of these are essentially true statements. Ho anthropos me epesen, iu epraxen. So here are aorist. If the man didn't fall, he fared well. He did well. And here's our two negatives. If the man didn't fall, episen, these are, remember, aorists. If he didn't fall, ou apethenon, he didn't die. So, ook, ou there, ook apethenon, stating simple conditions in the past. So if the man did well, he was good. If the man didn't fall, he fared well. If the man didn't fall, he didn't die. So simple conditions, keep in mind, I'm going to use a for the if, plus the indicative. And we're going to use the present or past. either of the past. And then we're going to just use the indicative, either present or past, for the apodosis.